Welcome back to the Papa-Doo Podcast.
Papa-Doo! All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Papa-Doo Podcast. And today, are you doing the thing, the air sirens and the DJ stuff?
No, I was just enunciating the pops, the pop.
Oh, okay.
Papa-Doo.
Sounded like you had like some hair in your mouth. You just. That's what.
No, I got it all out.
That's great. Glad to hear that, Joe. Listen to us on Spotify. I jumped the gun on that one. I did the housekeeping before you did it this time. Within 20 seconds, I might add. So, there you go.
So this is going to become a thing now. So next week, you're going to be like, yo, welcome in. And I'm just going to intercept, like, before you finish your sentence, just come through. Make sure to listen to us on Spotify. We're also on Apple Music. Were you going to mention that? Or we were on Apple Podcasts, whatever it's called?
We are also on Apple Podcasts. I have no idea how to even check the stats on that. So I don't even know if anybody listens to us over there.
Now I'm curious. I'm going to check after this podcast. Unless Stuart wants to. Yeah, go fuck yourself. All right. Well, he's not in the mood to do it tonight.
Not in the mood today. There's got to be at least one person out there that streams us on Apple Podcasts. And you're dope, my friend. We like you specifically more than everybody else. No idea why.
You're also a person that follows us on Instagram at Papa-Doo Podcast and on TikTok at Papa-Doo Podcast. I haven't posted anything on those socials in a while. I kind of do most of the posting there. And what I have to say about that, though, is I have a lot of clips lined up. A lot of clips. Crypt saw a little bit of it the other day. So.
Oh, yeah. You had like 7 minutes.
Content. Yeah, that was just not even... That was scratching the surface.
Right. See, we're funny, all right? Not even scratching the surface. He's got 7 minutes of funny things. We're trying to make a 30-second ad to put out there on Spotify to get more people to listen to us. And that's what he's doing. But I did throw out the idea that you can make a compilation of funny moments. And I do feel like that could work out pretty well on YouTube as well.
Speaking of working out really well, your camera is not working out really well right now.
Man, that's
because
fucking
it
great.
Looks like it's
this is so... Woo! Love that shit.
We got the segue going right off the bat. You know how we do.
Man, I'm not even 3 minutes into this. This is great.
Not even 3 minutes into this. We're not even 3 full days into March. Speaking of March, you know what is coming up, bro?
There it is. What's coming up, Joe? Like I don't know.
I know. That was so I don't know what to call it. Wheaties box advertisement worthy. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Now that I said Wheaties, have you ever heard the song Wheaties by Tech 9?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Have you ever heard the song Waitress by Tech 9?
No. Look how much of a fan I am.
He has a lot of albums, so I'll cut you slack.
24 albums, 20 songs each album. That's a lot of songs. I
was listening to a lot of Tech 9 this past week. I'm trying to learn, give it a chance. You know what I mean? Because I'm surprised he doesn't chop as much as I thought he would on these albums. That's been the most surprising thing so far, at least with Ever Ready and Killer.
Yeah, it's just the
Killer
rhymer.
Has a lot of silly stuff.
That's his big thing. Is he likes to rhyme everything. Lots of rhymes, lots of multisyllabic rhyming. That is Tech 9 in a nutshell.
He's also goofy, kinda, on his songs, and I could see how a lot of his songs would be really great for live performances.
Just the energy overall?
Yeah, and just like the chanting type hooks and the catchy, repetitive hooks. And like, I think he literally has that in mind when he's making these songs in the studio. Like, how will this translate to the stage? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's done interviews talking about, like, create your songs to perform. So, like, when you're writing raps, don't just, like, studio rap it. Create it and intersect your own breaths where you naturally breathe, so it's very easy to perform it. So, that's why, dude, he is literally one of the best live performers ever. And I've never even been to a show, but I've seen so many shows on YouTube and stuff. And from what I hear from people, he's just incredible.
That's cool. I'd want to go to a show after I'm done listening to every single one of his fucking albums dating back to the Sugar Hill Gang feature that he did. That's obviously just a joke. But,
well, he has a Tupac feature. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah. He did a song with Tupac back in 96.
Yo, I was surprised how much mainstream artists were featured on his albums when I was listening to him. And I was like, wait a minute, this guy's up here. Wait, he got him up here? Wait, what? So he's well respected in the industry. And obviously independent by choice because he runs that shit. I've always coined him as years. I've coined him probably for 2 full decades as being like the #1 underground artist.
Yeah, I think like all independent artists would say the same thing. Like he is the independent guy. Yeah. Even though he is like running a label, the independent label per se, there's a lot of red tape with that kind of stuff and terminology. Yeah. But they're the independent team right there.
All right, I gotta get my segue has been destroyed and obliterated.
It has been. I did want to start by saying like there's probably gonna be some sort of clickbait title on this because we're doing another hot takes. All right, rap has also been kind of stale this week once again. So I've tweeted out and I put something on my Instagram where I wanted you guys to tell me your hot takes, and I'm gonna make sure to timestamp every single question that we have. So if you see the title that says like Kendrick Lamar's ass, then you can look through and see where we talk about why Kendrick Lamar is ass or not ass. That's just one of the questions that I got. It wasn't even a question. It was just a statement. Kendrick Lamar's ass. I
can't wait. I can't wait to go through these hot takes and see how hot it gets.
There are lots.
But lean into those clickbait titles. That's like a #1
I just want to show everybody
strategy.
Like, this is how many I have on Instagram. So we've got at least 100 to go through for sure on there, and then I've got like 25 on Twitter as well. So we're gonna do our best to answer as many as possible. Yeah,
probably answer 7. March. Going back here.
It is.
Do you know what happened in March? No? I'll tell you. It's the anniversary of the YouTube Cypher.
Yes. 6 years ago at the end of March was the original YouTube Cypher, Volume 1. Crazy.
Yep. That is crazy. I'm always going to be proud that I, produced it and was the first rapper up there.
You were.
I don't know why you let me go first. I don't know if I begged
I think
or
because you did, but you also produced it and you didn't charge me to produce it and make the beat. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to let you. You know what's crazy, though? You didn't mix it. I had somebody else mix that.
Nope. I didn't mix it. And I think, shouts to whoever did the job. You know, I know firsthand mixing a cypher with everybody's different vocals, different sounds, all stuff like that, and making it sound cohesive. Not an easy task, but I do think the vocals could have been a lot more in your face, a lot more punchy from the artists. But it's all a stylistic choice, you know, when it comes to mixing vocals. But I'm probably going to mix another one if you ever decide to do another one. I don't know how you've been feeling about that. I think every time I bring it up, you want to, like, wring my neck. So how are we feeling today?
Well, act like you don't know the answer. I love this acting that we're doing right here. Like we didn't rehearse this whatsoever.
I'm not expecting you to just blow up my spot like that, but that's good. It's good. It makes it raw.
I have definitely thrown out the idea for, what would you say, like a year now, probably?
When did I get the text? I have the screenshot in my phone. I don't know when it was, but it's definitely when it's been at least over a year. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent a text saying, like, work on a YouTube Cypher board beat. Like, I want to do this again. I'm kind of feeling like I can make this happen again. And I don't know if it'll be YouTube Cypher 4. I don't know if it'll be a YouTube Cypher All-Stars, and I bring back some of the best people that were on there. Obviously, I'm not kosher with some of them anymore. A lot of people aren't kosher with each other anymore, so there would be some weird things. But I feel like everybody could put their differences aside to make that work. But I also want some new people on there, too. So we did want to sit here and talk real quick and also get input from you guys. If I were to do another Cypher, whether it be YouTube Cypher 4 or another Cookout Cypher or just something Cypher-related, who would you want on it? Who are some of the names that you would have want on it? I know a handful that I can think of right now that I would want on it. And I think Joe might have a couple, maybe not, judging by the look on his face. I did kind of throw this on him right last second, but it's been on my mind.
Yeah. I might be shooting too high, though, because I'd be thinking of these TikTok rappers that got big on TikTok.
Yeah, that would be your specialty.
They're like selling out tours and shit, though. I'm talking about people like Connor Price, Zach Diamond, Zach Diamond, you might be able to. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He has the dreads and he raps. I think he started the whole rapping and being the producer in the same video. You know, like
okay.
you're talking to
I
yourself.
thought that was Connor that did that.
I feel like Zach Diamond started it. If you know your TikTok history, let me know. I'm sure a lot of people will come to Connor's side about that, but
yeah,
maybe
just
I don't know, man.
I don't know if I could call it the YouTube Cypher and have like a bunch of TikTokers on it. I don't want to call it the TikTok Cypher, but I don't know. Just it could be something. But Connor Price would be incredible. I don't think I could swing that. Maybe I could because Lex has done stuff with him and she has that relationship, but I would never be like, yo, Lex, hit up Connor for me. Like, it's the same thing with Tech 9. Like, she's done stuff with Tech. I'm never going to go to her. Or like Luke, I'm never going to go to either one of them and be like, yo, put in a good word for Tech for me. I'm never going to do that with any of my relationships. But
I feel
there is that bridge there. But like, Fix is somebody that I think could be manageable.
Wow.
I think he's pretty solid.
Wow. Okay.
I've seen him tossed around a lot, and people have, sent me his clips all the time. Never interacted with him before, but I've heard a few things that he's done.
It's a hard-working dude right there. He has a lot of tattoos.
Yeah. He does have a lot of tattoos. I tell you, the number one guy that I would want on there though is Ren. I think that would be great.
If you could swing that would be dope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he follows me on everything. I follow him.
Wow.
I've tweeted at him before. Like, I think he tweeted, like, who should I work with? And I was like, bro, I'm right here. And he liked it. So, I don't know. I feel like something could potentially happen right there. And he's all about the community, too. Like, he made a big post on YouTube today about, like, why the hell do labels not let reactors react to their stuff and make money off of it? There's the same stuff that I've been preaching for, 8 years now. He's just got a way bigger audience, and he's telling them the same things. Like, let people react to your shit. Like, it's stupid not to. It's free promotion. It's organic free promotion, which is the best kind of promotion. So Ren would be my number one up there for the YouTube Cypher. If I could swing that would be incredible.
I think, honestly, some people that people won't expect you, that's been following you for a while, to do something with would be cool. Like people that might think you have issues with somebody or whatever. I think if you bring those people in to be like, see, everything's fine, we can put our differences aside or whatever, and they're here. I think you should get in that mind state. Yeah, man, I can't really think of. I want to know what your mindset was to. What was that?
I said, were you thinking like Knox Hill? Is that who you're talking about?
No, that's not. Oh. That's not who I had in mind.
Well, I would
don't
ask
want to
Knox.
say any names. Oh, okay. But I want to know why you chose who you chose on the first cipher, and try to go back to that mind state and reverse engineer it from there.
Yeah, there's definitely a process behind it. So you obviously got to have a handful of big names to kind of carry the load of the promotion for it, pretty much. So I looked for guys that are obviously dope. I'm not gonna put anybody on there that, just because they have 10 million followers. It'd be like, yo, Deji, will you get on this YouTube Cypher? It's like, I love Deji to death, but he's not the best rapper in the world, so I'm not gonna ask him to get on YouTube Cypher. So I tried to find that middle ground of people that were super dope, but also had a decent following that could help kind of pull some of the little guys up and like get a lot of eyes on those little guys that were fucking talented as shit. And so it was just a crossbreed between all that. And I wanted just different styles. So I'm trying to remember who all was on Cypher 1. I know Fable was on there, and that was like, I'd never done anything nerdcore or anime, and he was like kind of rock rap at the time. And so I was like, this dude's, like, I just love this guy's voice. I want him on here. And I don't think he was very big at the time. Like, he might have been in the 40, 50,000 subscriber range at the time.
Wow.
So
he done came
and
up.
now he's crazy. Like, he posts a song, he gets like 75,000 streams in a day, which is nuts.
Shout out to Fable.
Shout out to Fable, man. Dude, so many people from those ciphers took that shit. I'm not saying they took like my promotion and ran with it. Like they didn't slow down at all. So there's so many people on those ciphers that are way bigger than me now. And at the time, I was like one of the biggest guys in the ciphers. Just my name alone. But like, I mean, you look at Lex, you look at Gone, you look at Dizzy 8, Fable. Like, I could just go on and on and on about people that are full-time, straight-on musicians out of that are just killing it right now.
I know, like High Res, for example.
Yeah.
I was like honored to be on that shit with him, bro, because that was Mr. Viral, and he had like Facebook fan base, like a Facebook fan base on lock for a while before moving on to whatever else he did. Like when that shit like really mattered, he was up there killing it, and I was always messaging him and trying to get in his ear and stuff, and it was always, I always failed at it. Like I was a fan, and then when I was on the same cipher with him, I was like, yeah, fast forward now, we could text each other at the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? It's your ciphers, man. Your ciphers made this made a lot of collaborations possible.
Yeah, it's crazy because High Res and I met in the Call of Duty community. I'm fairly certain. Him and PFV were like the first. Him, PFV, and Chase. Those three were some of the first people that I had ever talked to when I had less than 10,000 subscribers. I was still playing Call of Duty, and I would like rap on Call of Duty every now and again. And so like that's how we ended up connecting through all that. And I wasn't aware of all the Facebook viral moments that High Res had and the MacDonald's raps and stuff like that. I just knew him for who he was. And he's always been down to earth, man. So it was awesome that he got on there too. Who else was on that cipher? Blindsight was on there.
Randolph was on it.
Randolph, that was a huge moment because Randolph and I had beef and we squashed
that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like people that people will not expect. Like what? Crypt is working with him. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
So you're saying I need to get MC Nemesis on this? That's what you're saying.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what the ciphers were.
You have more feuds than I thought.
Oh man. And that I think every cipher kind of had something like that, didn't it? Because Dax was on the third cipher, and that was like a huge moment.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Cipher 2 was the biggest one, and it's my favorite one.
Yeah, the names on that one is crazy.
It is. But it would follow. I would want to follow a similar formula. Try to get a handful of bigger names that could help carry it, and then introduce a lot of really, really dope people that I've found over the years. Because, I mean, I still live stream every Wednesday and listen to new artists, and I find a lot of new people that way, which is how I've always found people is through those live streams. And it would just be really cool to kind of bring that back. Like Norman Sands, do you know who that is?
I don't.
It's insane. Absolutely insane. I'm
going to write that down.
Norman Sands. Or it might be Norman Sand. Okay. But he's very good. I found him in one of those live streams. He's big on TikTok, but he's kind of not the biggest over on YouTube. That dude, it would be gnarly to have on there.
I know there's a lot of people I have in mind. Like I have a whole list somewhere of like artists that like are on my radar and like, you know, that I could always potentially reach out to collab with or something or want to collab with. So I gotta check. Maybe I could help you out here a little bit, but you always do pretty good at recruiting. Get Kai Cenat up here, bro. Like let's shoot for the moon. Okay.
Yeah, let's just go everybody.
Does he even rap?
He has on the AMP ciphers and is not good.
Oh.
Not good.
Damn, Kai.
Dude, I'd love Coast Contra. You know how fucking crazy that would be to get those guys?
Yeah. That would be wild.
Specifically, it would be awesome, man.
Jamal? Is it Jamal?
Jamal.
Eric Jamal. Yeah.
Eric Jamal. There's a lot of connections that I've made over the years that I feel like I don't know if they would see the name YouTube Cypher and run away from it or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe it could be like Star Wars. You know, Star Wars.
What about the YouTube Cypher?
No. That would
not the new.
That's not
Cypher.
it.
Okay.
That could be like a working name for you for the beat. I would never ever put that in title anywhere.
It's like it's not YouTube. It's NewTube.
No, it's too close to NoobTube, and nobody liked that. But that's what I'm saying though. It could be like Star Wars because Star Wars had the first 3 movies, and then they waited like 10, 15 years, and then they put out the next 3 movies. It could be like that, you know.
We could get some trilogies going. We definitely could get some trilogies going. Something to think about. Yeah, definitely leave comments on Spotify and on YouTube.
Spotify and YouTube. Give me your YouTube Cypher 4 or Cypher contestants that you would like to hear. Because who knows? Something could be around the corner at some point in time.
I think for it to have the magic, though, it would have to be people that have a YouTube presence.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's part of the culture of the YouTube Cypher. At least the first one.
I would want people that just that fucked with each other, because that's kind of what I feel like we got away from, and why that third one just burned me so bad, to where I never wanted to do another one.
Yeah.
And kind of happened with the cookout ciphers too. It's like there's just too much drama that got involved. And I'm older now. I mean, I was 25 that was 6 years ago. So I was 24 when I did those. I'm 30 now. I just feel like everybody's kind of changed and matured a little bit, and we're all grown, and nobody's going to be throwing pity parties over not getting picked for a contest.
We shall see.
Who knows?
Ready
it
for
could
the
be
drama.
The drama could immediately start the second that I even tried to put this podcast out. Anyway, that is the first segment of this. Give us lots of comments down there. That's what we want. But now it's time for the hot takes. Joe, theme song. You forgot it.
Hip hop takes.
That was awful. At least say it with some confidence.
Hip hop takes. Boom, boom. Yeah.
All right, and for the first hip hot takes, I'm going to go ahead and mention this one. This is going to be probably the title of the video, if I can find the damn question. Where did it go? Oh, yeah.
I like how I'm going to get blindsided by all these.
All of these. I'm going to get blindsided by a lot of them, too. I've only read like 5 of these. So, this is from D. Archer. His name is actually Civil on YouTube. He's in my live streams a lot. And
shout out Civil.
It just says, Kendrick is extremely overrated.
Okay. Kendrick Lamar is not extremely overrated. Right now, he is in the public eye more than you might be accustomed to. I don't think he has the best discography out there. I think some of his albums weren't like the craziest things ever. I think some artists definitely have a better bodies of work. I do think his fan base or loyal followers of Kendrick Lamar do go a little hard in trying to pinpoint this is how I know it's crazy, because even like when we would put out a song, Crypt, me and you, people would hear certain things in our lyrics and be like, oh, he meant this and that and that. Oh, I see what he did there. That connection, that wordplay. And I'd be like, that didn't even cross my mind at all. I just said something. Like it's just a regular line. Like
that happens a lot.
Yeah, they give you more credit than you deserve. And with somebody at that scale right now, who is the top, I think he's the top listened to rap artist right now on Spotify at least.
Yeah, I think he was the first rapper to pass 100 million monthly listeners.
That's crazy. So right now, you're going to hear him a lot more. It's going to be a little bit oversaturated. I think that recency bias is probably making you think that he's overrated right now. We'll see how it goes after we hit that peak and then simmer back down to where he's supposed to be. But I think he's been properly rated for a long time.
Yeah, so you can attest to this. I would say like back in 2018, 2019, he was super underrated. Because I was a big proponent of him. And then he kind of got into the limelight with Damn, and people started seeing the talent that he had, and I felt like he had been properly rated for a long time. And then, like, throughout all this Drake stuff, like, people are definitely holding him way up higher, and, like, doing that, like, making all these weird connections and calling you dumb if you don't try to make these connections, and just riding a little bit too hard for him. Like, he's incredibly talented. I definitely think he's a top 25 rapper. But right now, I would agree that he is overrated because of how oversaturated he is. I wouldn't say extremely overrated at all, but I would definitely say like there's a lot of recency bias with Kendrick's music right now, just because he's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
So
all right,
there's our take on that one. Keep her moving.
So wait, so the title of this video is going to be Kendrick Lamar's ass.
Kendrick Lamar is overrated, comma, and then I'll find some more clickbait titles throughout this if there are any. But that will be the first one, because I know I got a ton of comments on the last one.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, because the last one I started off by saying Lil Wayne is better than Eminem, and I know we got a lot of comments about that before people even watched the video. So, yeah, clickbait. That's what you got to do. That's the YouTube game, especially with our fucking podcast episodes, because it does not like to push long videos like that. Next one. All right, so we got two of these questions very similar, kind of close. This one is from Real Christian. Says YouTube rap is dead, and then Josh Warner says YouTube rap is a dying genre.
Okay, well, YouTube rap, I feel like there's always been two categories of it. I mean, you could talk about it first if you want. Yeah, you talk about it first, since I took it first last time.
Okay, it's definitely not what it used to be. That is 100% for sure. But there has always been little niche pockets of genres. There's still definitely a YouTube rap scene out there of people that stick together and do stuff, but it's not all the big names that it used to be. There's a pretty solid anime scene, nerdcore YouTube rap scene, for sure. But like as far as like just a regular ordinary YouTube rap, I would agree that it's kind of lost its flair because everybody kind of went off and did their own thing. There's not a community anymore.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lack of community. I feel like there is two sides to this. There's YouTube rappers that are like your Rice Gums and Logan Paul putting out songs and stuff like that. KSI I won't really put in that category because he really started honing in on his craft and he was really taking it seriously. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like Jake Paul making music, Rice Gum making music.
Yeah, just like the meme raps, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And then you had the people that are really, that do music passionately, like the people that you do have on the YouTube Cyphers and all that.
Yeah.
So the meme side of it, definitely dead. They're not doing that anymore. They're not investing money into those type of videos and everything anymore. But even on the side of the people making music in their bedroom and like that are YouTubers and rappers, like me, for example, I feel like when you're not putting as much money and resources into music videos, which is the main thing YouTube is built off of, is videos. If you're not doing that as much, because there's a lot smarter ways to promote yourself, to invest in yourself by like shooting shorts for yourself, like hiring somebody to shoot shorts for you rather than an actual music video. That's a better use of your money in this climate. So yeah, there hasn't been a lot of attention to artists to put towards making videos, making great entertaining videos. Like I flew all the way out to the dunes to do a video with Moxus.
It was awesome, by the way.
Thanks. But that isn't something that I would put money towards now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I did a song with Moxus, I'd be like, yo, let's just make sure to shoot some shorts content or whatever. I'd probably fly out there to shoot shorts content again, but it's different. And that wouldn't be as picked up on YouTube. So yeah, the community aspect is the saddest part of it. Yeah.
Definitely. I would say like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and stuff has definitely diluted just the overall feeling of getting good, solid music videos because of the minimal effort that you have to put into now with those shorts. Because people don't realize how much those music videos used to cost. I mean, we were spending thousands of dollars trying to make really high quality videos for people. Like I know every time I did a music video, it was at least $2,000 to have somebody come down and film it, and like you got to find a place for them to stay to come film, or you got to go up there to their location and find a place to film. You got to fly there, you got to pay for travel, you got to pay for editing, you got to pay for 8 hours of a studio if you go film at a studio location, or if you rent a place. Like there's so much money that went into it, and to make $2,000 on a video, I mean you got to make that video's got to get like 600, 700,000 views at least on a music video.
Plus the song, plus you make revenue on the song. That's kind of what you're banking on.
Yeah, that's true. But just like video itself, which is where all the money was, you'd have to. I mean, you're trying to shoot for 1 million views to make your money back and like make it worthwhile for those music videos, which never happens, like ever.
Right. The TikTokification of it all, though, like shorts content and all that, definitely played a role. Maybe it put the nail in the coffin. You know what I mean? So maybe it is buried right next to Mumble Rap. All right, go ahead. Wow.
Okay. Thank you for that. Leads me to this next question. The Mumble Rap era was good for hip hop. That is from Looper. There's a lot of O's in his name.
Shouts to Looper. Okay. That's an interesting one. I would say it's kind of hard for me to go against this because that style of music introduced or made the trap style. You know what I mean? Those 808s, claps, and hi-hats and all that stuff, and these creative flows that we hear artists do. Maybe sometimes it's hard to make out exactly what they're saying, but we've definitely branched out in the hip-hop culture in terms of, or we expanded in terms of like trying out new flows, trying triplet flows more. There's a lot more creativity that's been breeded, I think, from this mumble rap sound, quote-unquote mumble rap. I don't really consider anything really mumble rap much these days. Not saying it's not out there, but my dumb ass used to call 21 Savage a mumble rapper. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think mumble rap was around for like a year, like there where people were making incoherent songs. And then after that, it just kind of moved over to a more melodic rap, like not really rap, but like I don't want even alternative rap, I guess is what you could kind of call it. I don't really know
how you put that.
Even how to
Melodic
describe
rap.
it the best. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
I think it helped breed a little bit more of a melodic style of rap, actually. Now that you're saying that, and
I mean, you get the Lil Babies out of that, and the 21 Savages and the Travis Scotts, like those all breeded from the mumble rap era.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely think it was good for it. And on the flip side of that, you kind of sparked a lot of creativity in some of the OG rappers to be like, okay, I'm tired of this stuff. Let me kind of get back in my writing bag and diss mumble rappers. But it got a it did get a lot of hunger out of people. Like I think Nas kind of got back into the swing of things. Eminem released Kamikaze, which I think is one of his better albums.
Jay-Z with his Death to Auto-Tune song doesn't get much more boomer than that. Yeah, he had a song called Death to Auto-Tune.
I did not know that.
It wasn't Nas, was it? Don't piss me off. Stuart, look that shit up right now. Death to Auto-Tune. I'm just going to be confident, and I'm just going to type in Jay-Z.
There you go.
Yeah, DOA, Death of Auto-Tune. Yep. Jay-Z.
Oh. Maybe that's
2009. Yeah.
So yeah, I think there was a lot of good in it. The mumble rap scene, the era was definitely good for hip hop. I would agree with that.
Unless you're a miracle, spiritual, weirdical. I don't know. Let's just move on, please.
All right, Wake Up Turner says Rap Devil was better than KILLSHOT.
I haven't heard those songs in so long. I can't really comment on this.
Well, for me, those are like I make a video on both of those every single year. It seems like I just can't get away from them. I mean, listenability wise, like replayability, yes, Rap Devil is more replayable than KILLSHOT because of the chorus. Like it's got a catchy chorus to it, and it does the chorus like 7 times throughout the song, and it's got more straightforward punchlines. KILLSHOT, on the other hand, has a lot of like double entendres, makes you think, and it's a slower beat. And it's not meant to be catchy. So if you're looking for re-listenability on songs, yes, Rap Devil is better than KILLSHOT. If you're looking for intricate disses and just like effect on the game, KILLSHOT is better than Rap Devil.
I'm going to have to re-listen. I'm taking some notes. I go back. Okay. I listen to what we say on these podcasts, and I go back and I like how I told you I'm listening to those Tech 9 albums. I said I would do that last podcast, and
you did, and you actually are.
Man. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Good takes.
Mental Music Official says CONTRA are the best rap group since the Wu-Tang Clan.
Wow. It's way too early to say that. There hasn't been much of a cultural impact yet on that kind of level to make that kind of statement. Yeah. I mean, I see the most random people you could think of. I see middle-aged women walking around the dollar store with Wu-Tang shirts on. You know what I mean?
That Wu-Tang shirt is at Walmart, and like people buy the shit out of that thing. I bought one.
I feel like they're the rap's Beatles. Yeah. There might be an argument to be made about that, but that's kind of what the cultural impact reminds me of. But talent-wise, they probably wash Wu-Tang Clan, which
Wu-Tang had some not so good members. I will say that. Like, they had so many fucking members, and like some of those early days, they weren't the best.
Yeah, and also just the evolution of the craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Over
of course.
time, the lyrical ability just. That's why I don't really like comparing. It's kind of like when we compare athletes to, Hall of Famers already, like current athletes to and people that's already in the Hall of Fame. It's not fair because there was more. You've learned more about the game at this point. You know what I mean? There's more knowledge out there. There's more resources to get better. So, I gotta disagree with this one though. I think we're riding the hype train a little too hard right now with that one. But can't wait to see what else they do.
Longevity has to 100% play a factor into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with what you said. Is they are like the rap Beatles. They are. If you don't know who rap is, you know who Wu-Tang is. So, while I will say Coast Contra is by far my favorite rap group out right now, and they're one of the few sounds that I've heard and have been very impressed by. I feel like nowadays it's hard to kind of impress people with music. I think they have a super, super bright future, and if they can keep that consistency up for 25 years, we'll see. But it's definitely too early to say that right now.
Do they have bodies of work out yet? Or do they just have their
See,
videos?
I don't even know that. I don't even know that. I've just watched like 6 videos.
Do I see albums? I don't know if I see albums. Maybe they do have albums. Stuart, can you hurry the hell up? What do you want me to do? They had a mixtape and they've had they put it on an album. Apartment 505. Put that on your list.
Be interesting to listen to. Because like I said, I've been very impressed with what I've heard so far. Yeah.
Catch every single bar, Captain Barcatcher.
Captain Barcatcher. Man, let that die. Just let it die.
No, you got to dress up as Captain Barcatcher in the next YouTube Cypher video.
I just imagine, did you ever read Captain Underpants?
I mean, yeah.
That's what I imagine. Just, I'm in tidy whities and a cape, and I shave my head. That's Captain Barcatcher.
I pictured it more like the fucking guy that's in those commercials for Hotels.com. Is it Hotels.com? Like, thanks, Captain Obvious. Captain Obvious.
Oh, okay.
Is that Hotels.com?
I don't know.
Damn. Somebody let me know. Comments on Spotify or YouTube to let us know if it's Hotels.com.
Okay, I'm looking through here. Blue Machine says Will Smith is a very underrated rapper.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
Gets hated on.
Okay. Maybe not underrated. I probably won't go that far because he was buzzing when he was actually putting out music. So I won't go that far. And I remember you recently did a rap filter thing where you guessed people's Spotify listeners, and Will Smith still had like 10 million or something stupid. I can't go but I mean, he didn't completely write his own stuff. My favorite album from him is Big Willie Style. I could listen to that album any day of the week, bro.
It's got bangers, dude. It's got so many bangers on it.
Nas helped out a lot with the writing, I think, on that.
We've talked about this before.
We did. That was probably like season 2 of Papa Do Podcast. Back when I was slim. And my name was Jim. Had a little trim. Never really hit the gym. I said Jim twice.
Okay, you said Jim twice. But it was a homophone. It was a homophone.
Coast Contra, if you're listening.
You get away with it.
Open.
Jesus Christ. I agree. I think Will Smith is definitely underrated. I think because he made it so big in the acting scene, people kind of shit on his music. I compare it to YouTube rappers that are reactors. Not me specifically, but like, they look at Joey Nato reacting to Lord of the Rings, be like, that guy can't fucking make music, and then they go listen to some of his music. It's like, okay, that's kind of good. But if you just take away the reaction aspect and just heard him musically, be like, damn, that's pretty fucking good. So I think it's tainted.
Man,
because of his acting career.
Why'd you have to say all that, man? That hit home because that's something I think about all the time. Like, it's that double association with not being all in on just one thing ruins people's perspectives on how good you are at a certain thing, or or how you're just respected in one regard. But yeah, with Will Smith, I think his time came and went. He's not really. I know he's still putting out songs with certain rappers or whatever, but I mean that's just
They're
like
okay.
for fun at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're okay. They're not like re-listenable bangers, like getting jiggy with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say he's not underrated. Not underrated. I think he had his time. And he doesn't really deserve to be talked about as a rapper that much anymore, even though he does have some slappers.
A lot of slappers. Did you like Switch?
Get
Do you
it?
remember that song?
You get it?
I'm not in my reaction mode right now, okay? I've got my brain turned off.
Come on, Captain Barcatcher.
Sorry.
Yeah, Switch. Turn it over and hit it.
Yeah. That was in his beatboxing days when he was doing a lot of stuff with Biz Markie on the side.
Yeah, that song's hard. But that was like it. He didn't really have any more singles after that, I don't think.
I don't think so.
That was kind of the end of the line.
Yeah, that was the last one I remember. Did you know Biz Markie was in Men in Black as the post office worker?
I've seen Men in Black once, and it was
Okay.
like a few months ago, and
Wow.
I barely
All
paid
right.
attention to it.
Yep, he was in there. They did this whole like beatboxing scene, and
Wow.
that Biz Markie proved he was an alien like that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Will-
wasn't
Will
paying
Smith-
attention. This
Yeah,
is
Will
the
Smith
original
beatboxed
Men
back
in
to him.
Black.
It might be Men in Black too, but it was
Comment
definitely one
on
of the two.
Spotify or on YouTube to let us know. We're trying to draw all the engagement today.
All of the engagements today. All right, let me let's look through some of these. There's a lot of repeats in here.
Fucking
Um,
repeaters. Be original, assholes.
Stonesy Joint says that country rap is better than hip hop.
That doesn't even make sense. Country rap is part of hip hop.
Yeah, it just says like country rap and then the is greater than hip hop, like the greater than sign.
I don't understand this because
I think he's
That's
saying he
like
would
saying-
prefer to listen to country rap over like hip hop. He'd prefer to listen to the Ryan Upchurches and the Adam Calhouns over the Kendricks and the Jay-Z's and Eminems.
well, if you were born in a fucking barn, then that's probably your preference.
Yeah. It's a cultural preference. I don't agree with you, and I was born in Kentucky, and I borderline live on a farm. So I definitely don't think that country rap is better than hip-hop. There's some cool elements about country rap, but as a total, like, it's just hard. I don't even feel like you can say, like, a subgenre is better than the genre itself. That just feels
That's
weird.
what I'm saying. It's part of the genre. That's why I'm kind of disregarding this whole take and not really taking it that serious because of all that. And also just, I mean, I don't know. If that is the comparison we're making here, then hip hop has so much more to offer than country rap. Like, you could get done with all the country rap music that's out there in a fucking month. It'll take you a lifetime to get through all of hip hop. You know what I mean? Fuck out of my face, Stonesy. What the fuck was that?
Damn, dude. Just don't be mean to people, okay?
Oh, okay. Love you, man. All right.
There you go.
Let's keep it moving.
Instantly made. All right, let me. All right, this is from Alter Brap. This is going to be a crazy one. NF is absolutely an awful artist. So is Tom MacDonald. That's interesting.
All right. Well, I like NF more than Tom MacDonald. I don't
do
really
as
give
well.
Tom MacDonald's music that much of a chance. Maybe unfairly. I don't know. I just don't like the whole trying to ruffle feathers for the sake of ruffling feathers aspect that seems to be tied to his music, and just his fan base. Just based off comments I got on videos when I used to react to him, he has a very brain dead fan base sometimes. I mean, every fan base is like that at some point, right? In some corner of it. But I'm just saying, like, that because I don't know, bro. Like, it's just not my thing. I can't go ahead and say he's an awful artist just in terms of the work ethics. I think about that shit a lot. I'm sorry. I always think about, like, I can't disrespect this artist. I have respect for this artist, even if they're doing this and that, because I know how hard it is to put that song together. I know how hard it is to put your work out there. I know how much courage it takes to be on camera and put yourself out there like that. Like, I can never really discount that. So I can't really call a successful artist that's more successful than me a horrible artist. I can't do that. Maybe it's because I'm not coming from the fan point of the standard listener. NF being a horrible artist, that's just, I'm just going to write that off, because that's just not a good take.
It's not a good take. I mean, music is subjective, but objectively you are wrong. I can understand like why you would not like NF as an artist. I can understand why you wouldn't like Tom MacDonald. Even though like I don't react to Tom anymore and I don't like his music as a whole, the dude, I think he knows how to rap. There are certain songs that he's put out that I do enjoy, like Don't Look Down, and like where he's like just straight talking to shit and showing that he knows how to rap. When he gets to the political and like kind of grifting a little bit and just like saying hot buzzwords to ruffle feathers, like you said, that's when I kind of check out. And like even in my last live stream, he did a song where he's being more religious, and I was listening to it, I was like, okay, I kind of like this. And then it got political in the middle of it. It's like, okay, I'm turning this off. Like, I'm not even going to give it a chance anymore, because it's the same stuff over and over again. So that's where I can see why you would think somebody is a bad artist. But I think, music is subjective. You hear it all the time. But that you were wrong on the NF take. I'm sorry. 100% wrong on the NF take, and like 60% wrong on the Tom MacDonald take.
The Tom MacDonald thing, I think, again, I don't really listen to that much of his shit anymore. And the only stuff I ever listened to was what I reacted to. There's like a lack of authenticity in my eyes. You know what I mean? It's all gimmicky. And that's just...
I mean, that is part of YouTube, though. It's part of keeping your name going around, is you got to say... Like, nobody likes anybody that sits on a fence, Like, you got to be an extremist one way or the other to have that cultish fan base. And I learned that from kind of being in the middle on a lot of situations where I can see the good and evil on both sides. And, like, I feel like I lost a lot of people that way because I refused to pick sides.
That's crazy. I know how to sit on a fence. I definitely know how to do that.
I take that picket right up the ass. I'll do it.
I know, right? But, I mean, it's also important to say what you really believe. But sometimes I just don't have a lot of times I don't care about what a lot of people are bickering about, because I'm trying to...
same, dude.
Eat pancakes and get my coffee and just find a place that doesn't have fucking coffee grinds in the fucking cup every time I fucking take a sip, okay? I have real world problems.
Man, white boy from Connecticut problems.
I got time to bicker about this bullshit that has nothing to do with me.
Oh, man. All right, I'm gonna keep looking through. So there's our takes on that one. I do love seeing what people say on this. Mental Music Official says Biggie's flow is revered too much. It pioneered, but it shouldn't be upheld as a top 5 in hip-hop history or something like that.
I think you kind of countered. I think you had a good argument until you said it shouldn't be honored in hip-hop history, or for lack of better words. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think that's the perfect standard for it to be held at, because his flow was amazing and just so in your face, and he had an advantage because of that spitty voice, or that sound in his voice. You know what I'm talking about? Where he just like he was rapping from his nose, and you could just hear the mucus in his fucking mouth when he was flowing, and it just sounded beautiful and amazing and gritty. But yeah, he was one of the first to really like sound so crisp on the mic like that. I don't know, in my opinion. And I think that's why it should be respected, because he paved the way for a lot of artists to maybe tailor their style towards something similar. That's what I got.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing that shit 30 years ago, and it still sounds refreshing to this day. So it's stood the test of time. You don't really even hear people kind of replicate his flows either. That's the thing, is like it's still unique in and of its own. And so I disagree with it. I think it definitely pioneered a lot of different ways, and people to kind of inspire them to be more ambitious with their flows and switch it up a lot more, but he was just buttery with it, man. Also, I wanted to say this. I thought about it after our last episode because we were talking about like the best freestylers, and Juice WRLD and Harry Mack is who we were talking about. Biggie was an insane freestyler. I remember watching all sorts of videos of him. That's how P. Diddy found him, was him freestyling on the corner in Bed-Stuy. And
really?
like, yeah, there's videos out there of him like when he's 14 freestyling on the corner with a big boombox over his shoulder.
Wow.
And so, yeah, Biggie freestyled a lot of the shit that he did. So he was an insane freestyler too.
That's pretty dope.
No, he definitely has a top 5 flow in the game and should be revered as a top 5 flow artist in the game. And
yeah, I mean, is that what was mentioned in this take 2? Like top 5 all time with flows?
Yes.
Because probably, I think he's been dethroned in that regard. But I still think he's like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know if I would have him in my starting 5, but he might be top 5
for just flows
of all time. Yeah, I don't know. Now he's making me think about this a little bit.
I don't understand maybe not top 5
discounted
altogether, but like top 5 flows, I feel like it's hard to argue. Like, who do you put over him?
I don't know.
In
I feel
just
like
terms of flows.
I'm really impressed by chopper rappers, for example. Like, I feel like
I mean, that's true.
So, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm not.
Dude, am I turning you into a massive Tech 9 fan? I'm getting that vibes. I'm getting the vibes.
No.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I respect the craft.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying I respect the craft.
Technician.
No. That's not the case at all. If you're listening to this, get that out of your head. That is not the case at all right? I've only listened to 1.5 of his albums this past week. There's barely any chop shit up there. I'm just saying, like, in this day and age, people that could rap like that and rap super fast and, like, carry a flow that way, it's more impressive than rapping over a boom bap 90 BPM type beat. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm getting at here.
I get it. I get it.
But I think Biggie probably does have one of the best flows to listen to, like audibly pleasing. So, I don't know. Let's move on. I don't like this question anymore.
All right, I'm going to go over to some Twitter questions right here. Hopsin's corny persona, this is from Tomix, by the way. Hopsin's corny persona made people overlook his impressive rhyme patterns, flow, and heavy bars. Easily a top 15 lyricist if judged purely on skill. Hope that makes up for my Tech 9 take from last week. All right.
You wanna hold that one down?
Yeah, I mean, I think I know way more Hopsin stuff than you do.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, I know I talk about how much of a Tech 9 fan I am and how much of an Eminem fan I am. If you were to ask me one rapper to just talk about for an hour and give you all sorts of information on, it's probably Hopsin. I feel like I know more about him than any other rapper in the history of everdom for some reason. It's because I listened to him before I was really even listening to rap music as a whole. Like, obviously I knew who Eminem was, but like I really dove deep into Hopsin back in middle school and early high school days. Yeah, he didn't have the best bars. He's never had the best bars. They've always been super corny. But his rhyme patterns have always been elite. He's very well known for these triple multi-syllable rhyme patterns that he is very anal about. Every single song, he's super anal about getting these rhyme patterns down, and I've noticed it throughout his whole career. So rhyme patterns, a lot of really cool flows. He does great flow switches, but his bars have never been the best because there's so many corny bars. So many. From his early days. And so... Yeah.
Do they... I feel like they used to hold up, though. I remember listening to Hopsin for the first time, and he... I don't remember much. I know he was in a bedroom with a black light on in his bedroom.
In mind of Hopsin 5.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I remember the bars were like, whoa. Like, I don't know. They were very witty, and I thought they were pretty clever. Maybe they just don't stand the test of time.
I re-reacted to that a couple weeks ago, and I still think it's a top 10, top 15 rap song of all time. Like that particular song. So
is that an exception?
It is, but he also had a corny punchline in that one too. I can't remember what it was.
I'll eat your cheese like a bad mouse.
No, not like that.
Oh,
but
yeah, that was me.
he said like I go hard like some cold nipples.
You always bring that one up.
That one always gets stuck in my head.
You will not live that down. That's the one that made Crypt tear down all the posters off his wall. Of Hopsin.
No.
Should have never started this stupid fan club.
No, he imitates like women's voice a lot in his music, and that always like kind of gives me weird vibes. Like, it just makes me feel uncomfortable listening to it. But like
that high pitched scratchy voice, like
yes, and the bar that I'm thinking of is he says, "I want to do something freaky enough to win your heart with." I said, "What you want to do?" She said, "It's simple, Marcus. I want to blow it before you put it in like a Nintendo cartridge." I want to blow it before you put it in like a Nintendo cartridge.
So are you saying it's an excuse for him to say something gay by doing the
well, it wasn't something
female
gay
voice?
because he was pretending to be. Well, I mean, maybe it could be gay. Could be gay. You know what? Could
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, is that
Could
like what made it like disorienting when you heard it the first time? You just weren't expecting it. Like, he's like, "Oh, I thought of a fire bar, but it's so gay." But I gotta say it because it's so dope. How can I find a way to do this? Because when you said that bar just now, I was like, "Oh, it's pretty hard."
You know how many gay bars I've just got sitting in the back of my head, like the Electric Cowboy. Electric Cowboy's a gay bar, by the way. That's my gay bar.
Oh, wow, interesting.
There it is. So we all
Never
got gay
been.
bars. Yeah, me either, but I just know about it.
Yo, honestly, bro, freestyling and saying gay stuff when you're freestyling is just so easy for some reason.
So easy.
I wonder if that says a lot about me. I wonder if it's a subconscious underlying
I've
thing
seen a
going on
TikTok
there.
that blew up that a guy did that. And like that's always been my problems. I say it every time. Somebody asks me to freestyle, I was like, I'm not doing it. I just rap about dicks. I don't know why I do it. It's just what I do. I can't help it. Like it's a thing. It is a thing that happens amongst a lot of people that can't freestyle the best. They just gay. That's just what we go for.
Oh my god. Man.
So but
Nothing
anyway,
wrong with it, man. It's just
I wouldn't
fun.
say easily a top 15 lyricist, but I would say a top 50 when it comes to rhyme patterns and flows. I think he got a bad rap for how he came into the game, dissing everybody and just being brash.
I'll brush up on some Hopsin, man. I'll brush up on some Hopsin right after I'm done listening to Tech Nine's 40 albums.
Yep, good luck. Good luck.
All right.
All right.
A few more.
Few more. Okay, let's see here. Nerd Chore says fast rap takes more skill than mumble rap. Yes. All right.
I agree.
That is not a hot take. Okay, let me go back to Instagram and see what else is over here.
That was a cold take, man. Cold take. I'm putting my hoodie on. It's got
It's
cold, like some hard nipples. Wait, what was the... Did I say that
like
right?
Cold nipples.
I'll go hard like cold nipples.
I go cold like some hard nipples. I mean, it could work. I'm cold like some hard nipples. I mean, that's... Oh, man.
Never mind. Never mind. All right.
That's great. Man, I need some more Hopsin music in my life. His last, like, 5 to 8 years, where he kind of moved past that immature stage, his music has been fucking banging. Like, a lot of really relatable stuff, really dope music. And he does everything himself, which you can relate to. I mean, he makes his own beats, he does his own mixing and mastering, shoots his own music videos, does his own editing. He does everything himself.
Maybe I need to follow this guy a little closer then, because that's how I want to be.
He fucking hates his life and disappears for 4 years at a time because he's so burnt out on it. So maybe you shouldn't do that.
Okay. But the last thing I heard from him was or one of the last things that stands out was the bank robbery video song.
Bella Ciao?
Yeah, and I remember that shit being fire.
Yeah. I'm actually about to do a song with one of the guys in that music video. So
that's fucking lit.
Yeah. I make connections, baby. I'm getting a lot of Kendrick and Drake questions that I don't particularly want to go over because we kind of knocked that stuff out.
Yeah.
There's some more country rap questions. Jay-Z this is from Joseph. Again, I think Joseph, we answered another one from him. Jay-Z There's a lot of Jay-Z questions. Jay-Z is not one of the best rappers. He hasn't ever had a #1 album. Jay-Z was never the GOAT. Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Eminem, and Pac, all, in my opinion, are GOAT status over Jay-Z.
Who were the ones that he said are over Jay-Z?
Snoop, 50 Cent, Eminem, and Tupac.
I'll give you M and Tupac. I will not give you 50 and Snoop being over Jay-Z.
I'll take 50 over Jay-Z. 100% not giving you Snoop over that. I'm not going to say that, but like Snoop shouldn't even be in that conversation. I don't think.
Dude, Jay-Z is a lyrical genius who never had to write down anything. I mean, he kind of, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm giving him too much credit in terms of how he creates his craft or his art. But like that's not enough to settle this argument here. But the cultural impact that Jay-Z had, bro, is like unmatched. Like my grandma knew who Jay-Z was. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z is just, he was my favorite rapper for a long time and a rapper that I looked up to the most. And his albums were insane. Never had a #1 album. I need to check that to see. I could see how it is possible.
I don't think that's true because Blueprint definitely went #1.
I don't know. And we're talking Billboard, right?
Yeah, I think he had 4 or 5.
Damn. What? How do you know that? Off the top of your head. No, I'm looking it up. Well, Stuart's looking it up.
Okay. I used to do that series all the time where I was trying to get more #1. Oh, it's #1 hits. So it might not be albums. But I feel like Blueprint definitely went #1.
Keep talking.
Okay. We're just going to... How many albums does he have? Was he got 7? 6 or 7? No, he's done more than that.
No, he's way more than that.
I mean, you think about the Black Album, that probably went #1. That was fucking everywhere. Blueprint was probably #1. Blueprint 2 might have been #1.
The Blueprint did go #1.
Okay.
Despite dropping on the same week as 9/11? That's crazy.
It did. Yeah, 9/11 was on Tuesday, and that was like the first album that came out after 9/11.
I think he's had multiple #1 albums.
Yeah,
how could he not? He's like... Okay.
He hasn't had a #1 album. I mean, that's what the question says. He hasn't had a #1 album.
It looks like the Blueprint 2, #1. Magna Carta Holy Grail, #1. Volume 3, Life and Times of Sean Carter. Well, look, man, that shit sold 462,000 copies its first week.
Dude.
That's dumb. All right, point is, he's had multiple #1 albums. I don't know where this take came from, but this is why the people with the name Joe should not talk about hip hop whatsoever. All right?
Hold on. Jay-Z has 14 #1 albums.
That's what I saw when Stuart Googled it, and I was looking at his screen. That's what I saw, but I didn't know if that was really true. But I could see how it is. Like, it was an event every time this motherfucker dropped. So
yeah, okay. So literally every album he's dropped since 1998.
You're a Jay-Z hater.
#1. I would say I feel like people kind of overrate Jay-Z a little bit. But
you're a Hova hater. You're a Hova hater.
Shit. That was bad.
Boy. Sorry, that was bad too. Let's just move on.
Man, we are too white for that. All right. All right, let me find one more question and we'll end this podcast off right here.
Let's end it off with a bang.
Do you want a YouTube rapper question? Do you want an Eminem question?
I don't want either of those.
Meek Mill Is Mid from Ian Ball. He put in parentheses. He put in parentheses. I don't actually think he is. I just wanted to piss off Joey.
Okay. then do I even need to respond about this?
I could tell you were getting upset. You were going to say some hurtful things that you couldn't take back. I had to stop it. All right.
I think Meek Mill has impressed me with his longevity in the game because I did not think he was going to last this long. Granted, he's not as buzzing as much as he was when he was dropping more shit with Rick Ross and MMG and all that, and had a relationship with Nicki Minaj and all that. Like, he was really on top of his game. And his mixtape era was stupid. The Dream Chaser mixtapes were so fire to me. They started to fall off probably on the third one a little bit. But, man, that dude was so inspirational to me when I was riding the city bus, going around town, listening to Meek Mill in my eardrums. People probably thought I was listening to Morgan Wallen, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. Yeah, you can do it. You're right, Meek Mill. I could. Go on that corner and sell crack, homie. Well, I got homework to do, Meek Mill. I can't do that
today. My mom would be upset with me.
But yeah, I'm a big Meek Mill fan.
Hey, you don't have to defend it. The guy was joking, by the way. He didn't actually
I know, but still.
I mean, you can go on your Meek Mill rant if you want to.
Yeah, no, I am. I think getting into a rap beef with Drake, very detrimental. Bro, if you get in the ring with one of these top rappers and it doesn't fare well for you, it's farewell for you. Look at that. That's a bar!
Holy shit! Damn! You are not a reactor, bro. You're a fucking rapper, let me tell you.
Thanks,
that's crazy.
Captain Barcatcher.
You're welcome for that. Go listen to fucking Lord of the Rings, you dick.
Wow, always bringing up Lord of the Rings. I react to other shit.
Doesn't look like it.
Nah,
that's all I see.
All right,
listen, I will say that Drake, there was a line from Drake in that beef that is the best diss I've ever heard in my life.
Okay. It's got to be either Twitter fingers or shouts to my boss, bitch's wife, and...
No, it's the world tour. Open up more.
Oh, yeah. You
that
need
is
to
the
open
craziest.
Up. Yeah.
That's the craziest bar ever.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get past that.
Damn. I liked the Twitter fingers. Trigger fingers turned to Twitter fingers.
Everybody was saying that shit, dude.
That was about that time, though, because this man was tweeting all the time. Like, all the time. Meek Mill was tweeting. So, it was a product of that time, and it was just... Man, Back to Back is such a fucking good diss track, bro.
It's crazy.
It was hard for me to stomach. So I was like, oh, no. Like, this isn't the attention I wanted my boy to get.
Man.
Oh, man.
All right, well, I'll do this last question right now. This is from Seti Wap. It says, hip-hop now is stale. Everyone raps about the same things, drugs, gun, and sex. It's boring. I hate to break it to you, Seti Wap. Rap has always been about guns,
that was gonna
drugs,
be what I was
and
gonna say.
sex. Since its origins, that is what rap has been about. You go back and listen to any song, like it's gonna be there. The
a lot
whole
of rock
rap
and roll
career.
was like that too, though. An exception to love songs.
A lot of music is like that because that's a lot of people's lives. It's just guns, drugs, and sex.
Yeah,
and that's
maybe not the guns as much to the point that I just made, but I would say a lot of that music that really promotes that activity, though, and that lifestyle is kind of being pushed on us in terms of like Rap Caviar on Spotify and stuff like that. Like when I turn it on, I'm like, oh, okay. A lot of gangster rap, you know. And, you know, it's something I could vibe to mindlessly, I guess, when I'm driving around or whatever. But, yeah, sometimes you do want something a little bit more refreshing. So it's not a bad take, but it's not exactly a hot take, I would say.
I will say, like, from a musician's perspective, that stuff is, like, the easiest stuff in the world to rap about. So if you get stuck in a jam, I mean, just rapping about sex and rapping about guns, there's so many different meanings and different terms for sex and guns. You can just rap all day about them and just come up with punchlines. And I mean,
that's a whole nother discussion, but I hate when people that aren't actually about that life rap about that shit personally. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me, bro.
You think I'm going to long dick somebody? I'm going to average dick somebody. I can't put a whole foot of a penis into someone. I'll rap about it, though. Eminem's done that. That motherfucker said he had a 12-inch penis on a song. You think Eminem, 5'7" Eminem, is rocking a 1 foot long penis? Huh? He's not.
I had no idea what you were talking about just now, bro. The penis thing came out of nowhere, and I was like,
confused.
is this really how we're ending the podcast? This is
Man, you had zero idea what was going on. I was trying to make that connection come back around
with something right here. Ready?
Okay.
If you did listen to this episode, shouts to you. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. You can listen up there. Make sure to follow us on Papadoo Podcast on Instagram and Papadoo Podcast on TikTok. Just in case you're somebody who skimmed through the beginning. Next time you skim your milk, make sure it's pasteurized. I have no idea. Just can you end this, please?
What are you doing?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's in case you skim the beginning, meaning the whole fucking episode. It's like, I'm just going to skip to the last 4 seconds. All right, that's it for this podcast. Have a great day, guys. Peace the fuck out.
Ah!
Papadoo!